Hermes Agent can tidy up and organize a messy inbox, automatically moving junk to the trash, applying labels and giving you a fresh inbox every morning. You can ask Hermes to create a morning email report showing you what came in yesterday, what needs your attention and what still needs a reply. You can search your inbox, find messages, compose mail, and let you check it, and then send it without you ever needing to open Gmail. The first thing you're going to need to do is to download and install the Hermes Agent Desktop app. Go to norseresearch.com and click on the Hermes Agent tab. I'm on a Mac, so I'm clicking on the Mac download. Open Hermes Agent and click Install. After the installer finishes, you'll be taken to the model provider page. Here, you'll have three main options. You can use the Norse portal from the team behind Hermes, or you can click on other providers and choose OpenAI OAuth. This connects Hermes to your paid ChatGPT plan, so you don't have to pay anything extra. Finally, if you already have an API key from OpenRouter or another provider, you can click on I have an API key. If the aim is simply to connect Gmail to an AI agent, the easiest way is to use the Codex app from OpenAI. Codex is probably the best and simplest option because it lets you search email, draft email, and actually send email as well. Even inside Hermes, can connect to Google Workspace, including Gmail, and that's a slightly easier setup. But we're going to be doing the full version here to enable the Gmail API. You'll also understand how to enable other Google APIs like Drive, YouTube, and other Google services. You'll also understand the general process for connecting other apps into an agent harness like Hermes. So first, go to Google Cloud Console, register an account, and then we'll move to the next step. Okay, so when you go to Google Cloud Console, after you've signed in, you'll have a page looking a bit like this. You want to go to navigation link here or go to My Console here. You just click on one of those and you'll go into the console itself. Now you'll see this little pill here. I've already got a project set up. Normally, if you click into that, you'll normally just have my project. I've already set this project up, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to click into here and create a new project. Creating a project just makes it all in its own separate kind of space. And if you want to remove it later, you just remove the project. So we're going to call it Gmail 0 Inbox App. And we're going to click Create on that. Once you've done that, you need to actually go into that project. Now, you need to connect the Gmail API to this project. So you click on this burger menu up here, and you're looking for APIs and services, and you want to go into the library page, which lists all the APIs that you could possibly connect. And there's a lot of them. So, you could have a good look around here. Some of these are familiar: Google Drive, Google Calendar, Google Sheets. This one here is the one we're going to connect. YouTube as well. They have a good API if you want your agent to be able to search for things and pull information from YouTube. Gmail API is the one we want. We're going to click into there and we're going to click Enable. So that just enables it for this project. Okay, once it's done that, we're going to go back over to the left-hand side and go to the OAuth consent screen. So click into there and you want to click Get Started. Now, the first thing it wants is an app name. A little bit confusing because we're not building an app. You're thinking, hang on, what app? I don't have an app. Is that Hermes app? Not really. You just give it a name. Think of it as a connection name. So we're just going to call this Gmail 0 Inbox App, even though, it's not an app. User support is the email address that users of your app would contact you, but we're not really building an app and there are no users, it's just you. So unless you contact yourself, this is of no real importance. And on the drop down, I just select my own email address and I click next. Internal or external for audience. Internal is more for like if you have a company, organization, and your users are inside that organization, but we're just an individual, so we're just going to click external. This is not like external to the world. And you'll see that only the users that we add as test users can actually use this project and get into the Gmail address that we give it. So external is just essentially just for individuals. Click next. Contact email. So this is the email that Google would contact you if there was some kind of issue. Chances are there won't be, and they never would. You just enter your email, whatever you want to give. Next. Click this little button because we don't like reading user data policy small print. So we just blindly click that one and click continue. But you might want to read that. And click create. Now, before we create the OAuth client, which is the final step, we need to do one more thing and go into the audience tab here. And you'll see here, test users. So this is the email address we are going to use the Gmail API on. You want to click on add users, whatever email address you're trying to use Hermes Desktop app with, you want to write that email address in here. So I'm just going to be writing my own email address, but if it was, say, for a family member, you would write their email address. I mean, they call it a test user because, you know, they think you're building an app and they think you're testing it out. We're not really building an app. Click save. And we're almost there. You'll see the email address appears down here now. The final thing is we're going to go back into this burger icon, go back down to APIs and services. This time, click on OAuth and send screen. And then we're going to click on here, OAuth client. Sometimes if you're in Chrome, it can be up here, the button, but on Safari, it's over here. So create OAuth client, click on there, and we select the application type as a desktop app. Click on that. You can name it if you want to, desktop client. You can name it whatever you want. I'm just going to call it desktop client Gmail 0. And we are essentially done by clicking this create button here. It will now give us the OAuth client credentials here. There's a client ID. If you just download this file, click on this button here, and it will download the credentials as a JSON file. And that is the file you'll need to pass to Hermes Desktop app. Okay, so here I'm inside Hermes Desktop app. All I've done is uploaded the JSON file that we got from the Google Cloud Console and just asked it to connect to the Gmail account. It asks you to essentially sign into your Gmail account and gives you a link. You click continue inside the Google Gmail interface, and normally it fails to load. It says, please copy the entire URL from your browser address bar and paste it back in here. I pasted the URL back in here and the connection is successful. And so Gmail is now connected to Hermes Desktop Agent. So the first thing I did was to inspect the account. I don't know if your account is as bad as mine, 23,000 emails, of which nearly 17,000 are unread. Now, if we actually go to my inbox, I just get all this kind of junky email coming in. So it's time to get Hermes to tidy this whole box up for me. So the next thing I did was ask Hermes to analyze the unread emails. Which senders were accounting for most of these emails? Which groups look safe for delete? I gave it the instruction, look, important. Observe only, do not delete. So it comes back 11,500 almost in the unread. Promotions are nearly 10,000. Then it's got some of the biggest senders here, and it's saying likely safe to delete. And it thinks, you know, removable estimate is about 85 to 90%. So back in Gmail, I've clicked into the promotions tab, and it's showing, you know, 10,000 emails in there, and you're not going to wade through 10,000 emails. My next prompt was an aggressive cleanup strategy. List specific email buckets you recommend deleting. And then it comes back with its recommendation. Next prompt, delete the high confidence buckets. Also delete the sender by sender cleanup buckets. Do not delete general banking emails, school emails, admin emails, personal correspondence. And off it went and deleted 5,000 of those unread inbox emails. So in Gmail now, you can see that the inbox has gone down to about 5,600 in the promotions page. I then tell it to do one final aggressive review of the remaining unread promotion emails. So here we have remaining unread promotions in inbox, 5,500. And it's saying there are some that it thinks are important. So it's saying there's about 240 emails it's not going to delete, and about 5,300 it thinks it probably can. Now, if we have a look in Gmail, we can now see the promotions folder is now gone down to 287 emails. That was from 10,000 just earlier. I've had a look through these emails. The fact is that Hermes Desktop Agent reduced that 10,000 down to just below 300 emails. Okay, so back in Hermes, I told him to move all of the remaining Gmail promotion emails into the trash bin. So I've asked Hermes to analyze the remaining inbox and prepare a new targeted cleanup plan. So I've told him to look for old automated emails, newsletters, alerts, confirmations, meeting updates. I've told him to be cautious about anything to do with financial or travel or school or payment records, invoices. Hermes has come back saying they have moved the promotion emails now to the trash, and the current inbox after cleanup is now sitting at 632 with about 500 unread. So I can see a few things here in manual review that I definitely don't want to get deleted. So I'm now prompting Hermes back saying, proceed with the targeted cleanup plan and giving him some exclusions. The good thing is you're starting to see certain categories of emails emerge during this conversation you're having with Hermes. And I'm able now to say, okay, these emails I need to keep, but all of these emails in all of these categories from these kind of sources, you can move to the trash. And I'm also telling Hermes now to go into all my label folders to analyze all of those emails. So back in Gmail, we can now see that the promotions folder is effectively empty. Now we're going to be going through all of these labels, the emails inside of these labels, and the emails in the inbox as well. Hermes has also now looked in my labeled folders. I'm starting to see all the emails that I previously put away into folders. So it's found a huge amount of unread emails in the labeled folders. Previously in my Gmail account, I attempted to organize everything using labels, which are essentially folders. I'm now telling Hermes to come up with a plan to relabel everything. So I'm now telling Hermes that we are going to essentially remove all of the labels I have previously used and come up with a two-system hierarchy for labels where we have a top broad bands, and then we'll have subcategories within each label. So the end result will be a inbox 0 where everything has been labeled and removed from the main inbox. Hermes is suggesting some top-level labels with sub-labels. Gmail currently is looking like this. I have 221 emails in my inbox, and I have a lot of emails in various labels. So I've now told Hermes to go and relabel all of my emails into this 10 top category structure. I've gone back into my Gmail account. You can now see that the inbox is completely clear. I now have the so-called inbox 0. You can see now that I have these very nice tidy labels down the left-hand side. Now, this can still seem a little bit overwhelming. We still have a huge amount of information within these folders. So the next step is to set up a Notion page and to get Hermes to push all of this information into Notion as a place that we can view everything. Okay, so I'm in the Notion application now in the browser. I'm at the app.notion.com/developers/connections page. Now, this is where you would create a new connection for Hermes Desktop Agent. So I've already got a connection here, but for the purpose of this video, let's set up a new connection. So you're going to click on this new connection button and let's call it Gmail inbox 0. So we'll select the access token, make sure you're in the workspace that you want to use, and it's as simple as just clicking the create connection. So you want to allow Hermes to read content, update and insert content. So just make sure these three options are selected. The only thing you need to do is copy the access token here. So in Notion, you want to create a new page. I'm going to call my page Gmail Inbox 0 Dashboard. Now, once you have a new page, go to the three dots up here, go down to Connections and click on Gmail Inbox 0 or whatever you previously called your connection that we just made. And I will click Add to Page. So in Hermes, I pasted in the Notion access token. I also told Hermes my workspace name. Hermes was able to connect successfully to that workspace. So I'm now giving Hermes a prompt to create and populate a useful Gmail command center. And the main thing here is I'm telling Hermes to extract useful information, not just dump all of the raw email information into Notion, because that wouldn't be any good to anyone. I'm telling it to focus on actions that I need to take. Urgent, overdue items, payments and receipts, renewals, subscriptions, and in my case, school and medical. And I'm telling Hermes to use short summaries and clear tables and next action. So Hermes has created the dashboard. So here it is, Gmail Inbox 0 dashboard. We have some what needs attention tables. You can see certain actions that Hermes thinks need my attention. I have my travel, school and family admin dashboard where Hermes is telling me the important things that I should be looking at. And the whole point is it's very much now working with Hermes to fine tune the dashboard to your needs. Now, the one last thing we're going to do is to set up two cron jobs. One is a daily Gmail maintenance. So it needs to go in and file away emails into the right labels, clear the inbox. If there's any promotional junk junk email, move that to the trash. The second job is a daily Notion report, and I'm asking it each day after that Gmail maintenance job has been run to update the existing Notion page and to add a daily report to the previous day's email activity. Hermes has created those two cron jobs, and I've asked to run them at 11 p.m. and 11:30 p.m. daily, and I'll wake up every morning to a fresh inbox, to a morning email report in Notion about what's happened the last 24 hours. Because the whole point of using Hermes is continuous automation, not just a one-off job and done. We want Hermes to continuously report and organize our email every day, and cron jobs achieve this for us. Hermes is now able to search, draft, and write emails for you. Going forward, you have cron jobs keeping your inbox clean and tidy, morning reports, and Hermes helping you to handle the emails themselves. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe.